You remember I told you guys that I was wanting to do some of the actors that I like, and I said that uh, some of the movies that I like. Well, this one is Tom Cruise. I did Kevin Bacon. This one is Tom Cruise. Now, this list of some of the movies that I like Tom Cruise, probably most most of these will probably not be on most people's list, but Oblivion. It's Tom Cruise and Morgan Freeman. I love this movie. I really liked it. I thought it was different. Uh, yeah, Tom Cruise did real good in this, man. But he puts his heart and soul in just about everything he does, though. And then another one, and it didn't. This one didn't do very good at the box office at all. And it was The Mummy with Tom Cruise. I went. I'd seen. I finally. I didn't watch this movie for a long time because uh, this was supposed to be part of the Universal Monster thing that they were trying to do back in a while. I think they're starting to get back onto that now, but anyway, this I went and got this like a couple years after it was out, and I actually sat down and watched it. It was on a streaming service, matter of fact, so I watched it, and I thought it was pretty good. So it's in my collection. So this is another one of those Tom Cruise movies that I like. That probably it's not on most people's list. Uh, and then I took my boys to go see this movie. I love this movie, War of the Worlds. This was one of those kickoff summer blockbuster things. I remember when we went and seen this movie. It was really good, and I love Tom Cruise in the in the science fiction kind of movie. He does really well in these, man. But this movie did good at the box office. Steven Spielberg. He did real good in this. But yeah, that's some of the movies that I enjoy. Uh, and then I always wanted him to make another one of these, Edge of Tomorrow. But he never could get. Every time he gets Emily Blunt freed up, she's always got something already on the pipeline to do, so she can't get freed up. But this movie didn't do good at the box office at all. But boy, did I love this movie, and it looks good on 4K. I mean, it looks. Oh man, it looks excellent on 4K. It really does. Uh, Another one is the one that now there's a lot of movies Tom Cruise been in. I mean, there's been a lot, but this by far he was a young man back then, and The Firm. I got this on 4K. I remember watching The Firm about a couple years ago. It was on one of these free to watch on TV things. So I was like, wow, that's The Firm? I'm gonna watch that. And I was like, I remember a couple years ago, I was sitting in my living room. I sit there and I said to myself, I'm gonna watch this to see if it still holds up because I thought it was really good back then, right? And man, I sit there and I was like, holy crap, that I still love that movie. I said to myself. So when I heard it was gonna be on you know, 4K, I was like, yeah, that's going on my list. So, yeah, I do know Risky Business should be there, and another honorable mention is A Few Good Men. Uh, Vanilla Sky, that's another one. See, and you guys probably wondering why I don't have Top Gun or Mission Impossible. I just never got into those movies. I know they're good. And I know if I sit down and watch it, I'll be amazed, I'll be impressed. But never was in the first Top Gun movie. And I didn't watch the second one. I heard it made $1 billion too. And he also made a movie that uh, I'm going to buy on 4K. It's the one where he he was a cop and he could go back and he was trying to save his wife. I can't think of the name of that movie. But he could look in the future and see who was getting ready to kill somebody. Him and Steven Spielberg got together and made that movie. So if I get any other Tom Cruise movie, it would be that movie, and it would be A Few Good Men. I'm not getting Risky Business because I'm just not. But Risky Business, I love that movie. I still. I remember when I first watched that movie. That movie was at Risky Business. I put Tom Cruise on the Oh, and Jerry Maguire. I don't want to own that movie. I just don't. I know it sounds weird, but they're honorable mentions. Vanilla Sky was an odd movie. A lot of people didn't care for that, but Vanilla Sky, for some reason, I like that movie. That's an honorable mention. Uh, the one where he was a cop and he could see somebody getting ready to do a murder. That's an honorable mention. Risky Business definitely is an honorable mention. Uh, and A Few Good Men. But he's been in a lot of movies. I know that. But these happen to be the ones that I like the most. So those are my top Tom Cruise movies that I like. Like I said, The Firm, Edge of Tomorrow, War of the Worlds, The Mummy, and The Oblivion. Now, Oblivion didn't do that good at the box office. The Mummy didn't do that good at the box office. And Edge of Tomorrow didn't do good at the box office due to the fact that it didn't have great marketing. They marketed it wrong. But War of the Worlds did real good. And The Firm was back in the day when Tom Cruise was just, he was starting to take off. I think he made this after he made Risky Business. But when he made Risky Business, he was young. But when he made The Firm, he was young too. But I think Risky Business is before The Firm. But man, he's getting his he was getting his A game on. He was really getting his A game on, and you can see how young he was back then. But he's taking good care of himself anyway. But anyway, that's all I got. I told you guys. I said I like Kevin Bacon. I like Tom Cruise. I like a few other actors out there. But I will put another list up of some of the John Candy's next, but I only got like 3 movies, but I'll talk about John Candy next. But you know what? I'm gonna talk about John Candy now. I'm gonna say John Candy. My favorite one out of John Candy is Uncle Buck. I love Uncle Buck. I like John Candy. And Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is the second one. And matter of fact, I got Uncle Buck, but I don't have Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And I was kind of disappointed because I wanted Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, but I didn't have it. But I do have Uncle Buck. I do own Uncle Buck. And I don't need Uncle Buck on 4K. I just wanted to have Uncle Buck, because I wanted to own it. So, this is a Tom Cruise and Uncle Buck video. This is Tom Cruise and John Candy. I also like John Candy in Stripes. If you guys don't remember, John Candy was in Stripes also. Another good movie. So it's Uncle Buck, my number 1. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is my number 2. And The Great Outdoors. He was in The Great Outdoors. I do believe. I could be wrong. He's made a lot of appearances and stuff. Oh, and he was also in Home Alone. I love his appearance in Home Alone where she was trying to get home to, Macaulay Culkin here. Because, see, Macaulay Culkin was in this. And this is one of his earlier films before he made Home Alone. But then, this was John Candy's movie, but Macaulay Culkin was a little boy. I hope I'm saying his name right. But anyway, there's he is right there. Yeah. So that's him right there. But this movie was starring John Candy. But then John Candy had like an appearance when they was like playing the band and she was trying to get home and he was trying to get her to play and she's like, no, and he's like, oh, come on, but he goes to Shaboka. You ever heard of? I forgot what he said when she met him at the airport when she was trying to get home or at the bus. I don't know where it was at. But she was trying to get home, and Uncle Buck, John Candy and his band was there, and they offered her to ride with them, and yeah, John Candy. But anyway, yeah, there you go. Uncle Buck, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I think he was in The Great Outdoors. I think. Stripes and Home Alone. You know, if there's any other Uncle Buck movie, man, John Candy movies out there, I just can't think of them. Those are the ones that are off the top of my mind. So, like I said, John Candy movies is John Candy, Uncle Buck, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Home Alone, Stripes, and The Great Outdoors. God bless, take care, and we'll catch you next video. We'll see you.